Oy vey, not good news. This is not good news for Alec Baldwin. Uh, there's often times where like everyone knows what should happen. E- e- everyone knows what the right thing to do is. Everyone knows what should happen. Everyone knows what the outcome should be. But then there's always that nagging feeling within you. There's always that nagging sense of you know what the right choice is, you know what the best outcome would be, but then that nagging feeling is that nothing is going to happen. We've seen it plenty of times. Um, we time after time after time after time after time after time. We see people just getting away with things. Uh, you see Ezra Miller. Uh, Ezra Miller. There's footage of him. There's footage of the guy literally grabbing a woman by the neck and cane choke slamming that person, like like he's in WWE pro wrestling or something. There's video footage of him assaulting people. There's eyewitness testimony of him throwing chairs, hitting people in the face, breaking down hotel room doors, acting like a maniac. And yet he's still his Flash movie is still on somehow. Like God. And why, you may ask? Because Ezra Miller thinks a certain way. Ezra Miller is a part of a certain group, a certain demographic, a certain protected demographic, right? Uh, and unfortunately, I think it is the same for Alec Baldwin here because nothing's gonna happen to this guy. Nothing's gonna happen. Uh, he has the right opinions. He's how do I say it? Had this been anyone else, he'd be this someone else would be in chains, locked away, being tried in no time. He would have been charged months ago had this been anyone else. But since Mr. Baldwin here has he's made the right friends, uh he has the right opinions, he's politically correct. He literally, like, people are saying like he's like some sort of big actor or something. Like, seriously, like I'm like I wouldn't call myself a film buff, but I watch like tons of films. Literally, the only thing I know this guy from is uh like that one like role he had in Mission Impossible and him on SNL making fun of Trump because that's what he was good at. Literally, I first knew who this guy was as the guy who makes fun of Trump, pretty much. So, uh, yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's let's just fucking read this shit. So says Alec Baldwin said to be charged in connection to the fatal shooting of the set of Rust in 2021. PR experts said he'll spend time on Hollywood's blacklist as the charges are sorted out. But ultimately, given his status in Hollywood, experts says Baldwin's career will recover, and that's a shame because uh, so status in Hollywood technically means you have the right affiliation, you're bros with the right people, your political leaning is at a standard that the higher ups find adequate. So I mean, she said Alec Baldwin is going to spend some time in Hollywood's blacklist after he's charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in connection to fatally shooting cinematographer Halida Hutchins on the set of his film Rust in 2021. Hollywood PR expert told Insider. Uh, and what's like, what's appalling is that this guy's a total nutcase. And yeah, they're still producing that movie. Like astonishingly, they're still producing that fucking movie. For some fucking reason, they're moving production to some other state, but that's not gonna change anything. Like it's not gonna like what people fail to understand is that there were problems on set before the incident happened. There were problems on set way before this. But I mean, Jesus Christ. He's gonna get away with it. I'm calling it right now. He's gonna get away with it. Eric Schiffer, is that his name? Schiffer, the chairman of Reputation Management Consultants, told Insider that Thursday is a bad day for Baldwin's brand. Well, fuck his brand. Fuck his brand. It's a bad day. It's a bad rest of your life for the fucking family of the cinematographer who got killed. Like his brand. Fuck his brand, dude. Oh my god. Like it's I swear to God, had he been, and you're gonna hear me repeat this time and time again, had he been anyone else, had his name not been Alec Baldwin and his name be anyone else, anyone who doesn't have the right political leanings, uh, they'd have been locked up and the key would have been thrown away through a sinkhole. He's going to face justice for what should have never happened in this incident that will cause him to be in the short term a future pariah in Hollywood. Schiffer told Insider that in the short term, Baldwin will become a dirty bomb in Hollywood, and people may refuse to work with him or cast him in future projects. Yeah, because fucking anything involving a gun, he's fucking prone to. My God, dude. Ultimately, given Baldwin's Hollywood status, his career could be revived. Experts say. Yeah, I don't want to fucking. Hold on, this is the wrong article to fucking be looking at. I don't want to fucking look at this shit. Uh, so he can recover. Associated Press. All right, here. This one's better. All right, here we go, bros. That article had me pissed off because it was like, oh, he'll recover, he'll recover. Like, fuck that guy, dude. Actor Alec Baldwin and a weapons specialist will be charged with involuntary manslaughter in the fatal shooting of a cinematographer on a New Mexico movie set. Prosecutors announced Thursday, citing a criminal disregard for safety. Santa Fe District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwies issued a statement announcing the charges against Baldwin and Hannah Gutierrez Reed. Hannah Gutierrez Reed, oh my god, who supervised weapons on the set of the Western Rust. Helena Hutchins died shortly after being wounded during rehearsals at a ranch on the outskirts of Santa Fe on October 21st, 2021. Baldwin was pointing a pistol at Hutchins when the gun went off, killing her and wounding the director Joel Souza. I cannot believe how this thing is still going forward. I can't believe it. Um, Assistant Director David Halls, who handed Baldwin the gun, has signed an agreement to plead guilty to negligent use of a deadly weapon, the district attorney's office said. I mean, I would guess that guy, I mean, the David Halls, he's at least taking some accountability. Uh, but I mean, Alec Baldwin is the guy who pulled the trigger. The decision to charge Baldwin marked a stunning fall for an A-list actor. A-list actor? Fuck out of here. Whose 40-year career included the early blockbuster Hunt for Red October and the starring role in the sitcom 30 Rock, as well as iconic appearances in Martin Scorsese's The Departed and a film adaptation of David Magnet's Glengarry Glen Ross. In recent years, he was known for his impression of former President Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live. Uh, the district attorney said Baldwin's involvement as a producer and the actor who fired the gun weighed in the decision to file charges. This set was really being run pretty fast and loose, and he knew or he should have known that there had been misfires, that there were safety concerns, that multiple people had brought them up. Uh, Carmack told the Associated Press in an interview. The fact that Baldwin was the actor that held the gun, that pointed the gun, and that pulled the trigger also contributed. Involuntary manslaughter can involve a killing that happens while a defendant is doing something that is lawful but dangerous and is acting negligently or without caution. Uh, the charge is a fourth degree felony punishable by up to 18 months in jail. 18 months is nothing, dude. That kind of it's nothing. The guy, I guarantee, if this guy sees the inside of a jail cell, I will be shocked. The charge also includes a provision that could result in a mandatory 5 years in prison because the offense was committed with a gun. Uh, the district attorney said charges will be filed by the end of January and that Baldwin and Gutierrez Reed will be issued a summons to appear in court. She said prosecutors will forego a grand jury and rely on a judge to determine if there is probable cause to move towards trial. Uh, Andrea Reeb, a special prosecutor on the case, cited a pattern of criminal disregard for safety on the set. If any one of these three people, Alec Baldwin, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, or David Halls, had done their job, Helena Hudgens would be alive today. It's that simple. Baldwin's attorney. Oh, this is the interesting part. Baldwin's attorney said the charges represented a terrible miscarriage of justice. The actor had no reason to believe there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the movie set. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't fucking matter. Even if there wasn't a lot, like even if there was no reason for him to believe uh that there was a live bullet in the gun, there is no reason whatsoever for you to pull the trigger. Why did you pull the trigger? Like the guy tries to deflect and say that, oh, the gun went off. Guns don't just go off, like unless there was some horrible manufacturing problem, which experts have already determined that it's not. It is not like some freaking uh gun from hell. It doesn't just go off. There is no technical problem in it. He fired the gun. He pulled the trigger. Experts have concluded that already. So this had no reason to believe that there was a live bullet in the gun. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're on like a professional film set, right? And like your standard don't be a dumbass handbook. Your standard don't be a dumbass handbook would probably tell you, "Hey, don't pull the trigger in it, whether you think there's a live bullet in there or not. Don't pull the fucking trigger." I mean, like, am I crazy for saying this? He relied on the professionals with whom he worked, who assured him the gun did not have live rounds. We will fight these charges and we will win. I mean, it's just blame shifting. I mean, so what if he blames the professionals who was in charge, and then those professionals will have attorneys of their own, and they're gonna be like, oh, we didn't do that, and even if we did, why the hell is he pulling triggers? Why is he pulling what for what? He pulled the trigger for no good reason. There was no good reason for him to pull the trigger. No good reason. As the film's armor, Gutierrez Reed had the authority to bring rehearsals to halt if safety standards were not being met, according to the district attorney. She loaded the gun and absolutely should have noticed the difference between a live and dummy round. Uh, an attorney for Gutierrez Reed said the charges were the result of very flawed investigation and an inaccurate understanding of all the full facts. Uh, the only facts here are it was her responsibility to check whether or not there was a live round in the damn gun. Uh, so it's no one's fault. It's no one's fault. So the gun magically came up from fucking heaven, landed in Alec Baldwin's hand, and the fucking retard decided to pull the trigger, and someone died. Like, but it's no one's fault though, right? It's no one's fault. We intend to bring full truth to light and believe Hannah will be exonerated of wrongdoing by a jury. She should rot right along Alec Baldwin, bro. But since this is no, actually, this Hannah person, she actually might go to jail. She might do some actual time, but Alec Baldwin being Alec Baldwin, he's not gonna he's not gonna do shit. He's not gonna do time. I guarantee you. Again, if he sees the inside of a jail cell, I will be shocked. I will be shocked. He has money. He's not gonna go to a jail. No one goes to jail. It was unclear when Baldwin and Gutierrez Reed might be required to appear in court in Santa Fe once charges are filed. Defendants can participate remotely and remotely, dude. Like he doesn't even have to show up. In many initial court proceedings, or seek to have their first appearance waived. See what I mean? Like, see what I mean? Like it's so skewed. Literally, all I honestly believe that if he hadn't gone like out of his way to do a fucking interview with what's his name, George Stephanopoulos, if he hadn't gone out of his way to do a fucking interview with George Stephanopoulos, where he literally played victim, right? He was like, oh, it was like, he was being all like he fake cried on set. He's an actor, dude. Like when these actors cry, I can't. It's hard to take them seriously because they're actors. They know how to do it. So it's like it's so hard to like distinguish what is like truth from fact, and it's like again, I honestly believe had he just said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry," and it like I don't know, paid like literally all I seriously think that all the family was looking for was for this guy to take accountability and say, "Okay, it was an accident. All right, it was an accident. Shit happens. Just like he was the one that pulled the trigger. Like who knows? Like for like all the family pretty much wanted was for him to take accountability, but no, he goes on, does all these interviews trying to paint himself as the victim when he's the one who fucking shot and killed someone. uh but I mean it's ridiculous, and it's not gonna get any better. That's why I feel for the family of the cinematographer, because I guarantee you they might get like a huge, like a fuck ton of money. Uh, but still, like that fuck ton of money, like whatever it might be to them, will be like pocket change for uh, someone like Alec Baldwin or the people he's close with or has ties with. That fuck ton of money to the family of the cinematographer will be pocket change to Alec Baldwin. So it's like, oh, let me pay a fee and then let me just stop. Like, it's fucking it's insane how. And I stress again, like, had he been anyone else, right? Had he been anyone with not the correct political leanings, not with the politically incorrect opinion, or track record, should I say, uh, he would have been put away quicker than you could blink. But no, since this is Alec Baldwin, like making fun of Trump, super left leaning. It's okay. They're trying to. That's why, literally, when I was looking, like just now, when I was looking for the articles, like of the freaking like 7 articles that appeared right in front of my face, at least 5 of them were talking about how Baldwin's career can recover, or Baldwin is staying strong amid uh manslaughter charges. Like though that kind of wording and that kind of narrative that's being spun, it's it's disgusting. It's disgusting to read, and it's like the way they word it, the way these big news outlets word things. It's like he's not the victim here. He's alive and well. He gets to go home and act like a lunatic with his wife every day until he fucking dies. Meanwhile, some poor guy and his son have to live without his wife, and the son has to live without his mother now for the rest of their lives. It's not gonna go away. What you think with some pocket change? It's really not gonna go away. Like I said, I sincerely feel that if he had just taken accountability, and if he had just like said, if he hadn't done those like dumb interviews, right? He probably would have gotten like a settlement with them, talked privately, uh, with the family and such. Uh, like things, something along those lines would have happened, right? But no, it's like he had to go and play the victim, and he had to he had to try and uh spin it, and it's ridiculous. Everyone sees through it, but no matter how much we see through it, Uh, it's still, hold on. Let's keep reading. Santa Fe County Sheriff Aaron Adon what the fuck? Adon Mendoza, who led the initial investigation into Hutchins' death, had described a degree of neglect on the film set, but he left decisions about potential criminal charges to prosecutors after delivering the results of a year-long investigation in October. That report did not specify how live ammunition wound up on the film set. Seriously, live ammo, like live rounds, belong nowhere near a film set. Nowhere near. All of them should be dummy rounds, like dummy rounds, or blanks, or whatever the fuck. I'm not a gun expert, but I like live rounds. There is no reason for on a set with play guns, with pretend guns. There is no reason why there should be live ammo. None. How many how many big productions do you see these days that involve like a movie or a TV show or something like that, right? How many big money productions, right? How many of them do you see using guns, like freaking explosions, rifles, machine guns, whatever you want? How many of these productions that come out on a regular basis in some way, shape, or form use guns or involve the shooting of a gun? How many? Tons, right? And how many of those wound up on the 11 o'clock news every other week saying how there was an accident or someone got fatally shot, right? Like, so you could tell that there are professionals here. There's a certain level of like universally there's a certain level of caution when it comes to firearms, because again, the average person has an IQ of above room temperature and can successfully determine that guns uh are dangerous. They can in 1 second your life can be over, right? So there's a universal sense of urgency and care taken when dealing with guns. But on this set, apparently, it wasn't. Uh, Apparently on this set, there was fucking complaints, all sorts of safety violations, uh, beforehand, and uh, boom, like the signs were there. Apparently, there people were saying that production on the thing should have been stopped like months before due to the overwhelming amounts of safety violations. But boom, someone had to go and get shot and killed. Uh, Gutierrez Reed is no professional. Gutierrez Reed is more concerned with posting shit on her OnlyFans, uh, than actually concerned with being an actual professional gun handler. Baldwin has described the killing as a tragic accident. He sought to clear his name by suing people involved in handling and supplying the loaded gun. Baldwin, also a co-producer of Rust, said he was told the gun was safe. Like here again, like with this fucking argument, if someone tells you the gun is safe, like the average person would have enough smarts to not pull the trigger anyway. Don't pull the damn trigger. They tell you it's safe. I don't care if it's fucking. I don't care if Jesus comes down from heaven and tells me, "Hey, the gun you're holding is safe." I'm not pulling the damn trigger. I'm not pulling the damn trigger. I don't care how many people tell me to pull the damn trigger. I'm not pulling it. Like it's safe. I was like, I will only pull the trigger when I am assured 100% that there is a dummy round in there, and then the director calls action, and then boom, 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 I fire. Like in his lawsuit, Baldwin said that while working on camera angles with Hutchins, he pointed the gun in her direction and pulled back and released the hammer of the weapon, which discharged. New Mexico's Office of the Medical Investigator determined the shooting was an accident following the completion of an autopsy and review of law enforcement reports. New Mexico's Occupational Health and Safety Bureau levied the maximum fine against Rust movie producers based on a string of safety failures. A string. That's what's apparent. That's what's like glaringly obvious. Like it's not gonna go away. Like it's glaringly obvious that it was it, it was production hell. Like the set was hell to be on. Like there was safety violations left, right, and center. There's people saying that it should have been canned like a good while ago. But again, here we are. Someone's dead now. Including testimony that production managers took limited or no action to address two misfires of blank ammunition on the set prior to the shooting. Two misfires. Two misfires. Two. Yeah. Regulators say production managers on the set failed to follow standard industry protocols for gun safety. Rust movie productions continued to challenge the the $137,000 fine. Investigators initially found 500 rounds of ammunition at the movie set, a mix of blanks, dummy rounds, and what appeared to be live rounds. Industry experts have said live rounds should never be on set. What the fuck were live rounds doing on set? What is this shit? A live round, a bullet that can actually kill someone, should not be on set whatsoever. Hutchins' family, widower Matthew Hutchins and son Andros, settled a lawsuit against prosecutors under an agreement that aims to restart filming with Matthew Hutchins serving as executive. Okay, what the fuck? Okay, this is news to me. What the fuck? What in the fuck? Hold on, let me read that again. Hutchins's family, widower Matthew Hutchins and son Andros, settled a lawsuit against producers under an agreement that aims to restart filming with Matthew Hutchins serving as executive producer. So the woman's widow settled a suit in which they greenlit the continuation of the damn movie, and on top of that, this guy's serving as executive producer. What the fuck? That is news to me. Why would you, like, I cannot understand for the life of me why in the world, like, me personally, I could not find or muster the strength to work on a production that got my fucking wife killed. Like, unless, is it like some sort of sentimental thing that the guy is taking on the project to finish it for her in her name? Like, is that what it is? I mean, I really don't know, man. That bit is news to me. Definitely, it's news to me. What? So, Jesus Christ, I didn't even know that. Seriously, I didn't even know that. In a statement issued by their attorney, relatives thanked authorities for seeking the charges. It is a comfort to the family that in New Mexico, no one is above the law. The Screen Actors Guild said that guns are provided to actors by expert professionals who are directly responsible for safety. So, like, you can't be directly responsible. So if you hand an actor a gun that you're quote unquote directly responsible for, and the guy, like, let's use this as an example. You hand an actor a gun, right? You are directly responsible for that actor. Uh and then he just turns around and caps you in the face, right? Is it, you're dead now, right? But it's your fault that you're dead? Is it your fault that you gave a guy who you had no idea was gonna fucking turn around and cap you in the face? Or does Alec Baldwin have no agency whatsoever? Like, is he gonna by stripping Alec Baldwin of his agency, you make him a victim, and he's not. No one has no one is directly responsible for, like, you could tell, you could hammer home all the safety tips and precautions you want, uh and you could hammer home all the safety tips and precautions that you want, and you still will have, literally, you will have no control over over the guy who just turns around and just caps you in the face. You have no control over that. Says, the prosecutor's contention that an actor has a duty to ensure the functional and mechanical operation of the firearm or on a production set is wrong and uninformed. An actor's job is not to be a firearm or weapons expert. You don't have to be a weapons expert, but if the fucking if someone tells you that there's no live rounds in there, you shouldn't fucking go and pull the trigger. Still, it's immature. It's like not, like, anyone with an IQ above room temperature will not do that. And a district attorney said Baldwin was handed a loaded gun. Whether it's loaded with dummies or live ammunition, it is on him. Uh, yeah, pretty much. Because he shouldn't have pulled the trigger. He shouldn't have pulled the trigger. Criminal charges have rarely been filed in connection with deaths on film sets. Uh, yeah, because fucking whoever's under the cosh gets to throw their money around and boom, case settled. That's it. A district attorney in North Carolina cited negligence as a factor, but decided against charges in the 1993 death of Brandon Lee while filming a scene in the movie The Crow. The son of martial arts legend Bruce Lee was hit by a 44 caliber slug from a gun that was supposed to have fired a blank. More recently, film director Randall Miller pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter and criminal trespassing in the death of assistant camera operator Sarah Jones, who was hit by a train in the 2014 filming of Midnight Rider in rural Georgia. The production did not have permission to be on the train tracks, and Miller served half of a 2-year sentence. The shooting spurred other filmmakers to minimize risks by using computer generated imagery of gunfire rather than real weapons with blank ammunition. I mean, yeah, until a computer looks as real as like gunfire, right? Gunfire is unique in that like it looks a certain way and you could tell like if you want to create a good product, you could tell whether or not they use like CGI and shit. It all depends on what look you're going for, but generally the use of, blank ammunition is basically tradition at this point. Uh, but yeah, man, fuck yeah, fuck this guy, dude. I mean, he's gonna start you know using his connections in the press. He's gonna start using, his money. He's gonna start floating his money around pretty much. He's gonna start going everywhere saying it was an accident. It wasn't his fault at all. Uh, that's what he's gonna be saying pretty much. And again, like I said at the beginning, there's a big part of me that thinks that he's gonna get away with it. This man is gonna get away with it, and he's gonna walk away scot free. Nothing's gonna happen to this guy. He is not gonna. Nothing's gonna happen to him. Nothing. Like I'm willing to put money on it, but like again, I don't have that kind of money. Like a good amount of money, but like no, I don't have it. But fucking this guy will not see the inside of a jail cell. If he does, then Jesus Christ, then like that's some justice. But I mean, like the fact that strikes me as very very odd is what I saw getting to this article, where there were freaking a good portion of articles with that type of rhetoric that was like, oh, Baldwin is gonna how his career might recover, or how Baldwin is dealing with the stress of being charged with manslaughter. All these like articles that are worded and skewed so much in his favor. They're like, oh, like how Baldwin is handling being charged with manslaughter. Handling? Seriously? I mean, I don't know, bro. This guy is just this guy's not well, like in the head. I mean, he's insane. If you go to if you, I think his Instagram, right, or his wife's Instagram. His wife has Instagram, and the shit that he posts on there, like the guy is a nutcase. This guy's a nut job. Like personally, I think it should be treated as a murder investigation, but it's like like some accidents, like they're trying to, you know, like Jesus Christ, man. I mean, this is what you get, honestly, for like if you don't follow the signs. Not following the signs or not like taking warning after warning after warning after warning. You're taking warning after warning after warning, and yet you don't do shit about it until it's too late. Now someone's dead, and it's it's his fault. Like there's no other way of saying it. It's his fault. He pulled the trigger when he had no business pulling the trigger, right? No business whatsoever. Uh, none. Uh, I don't care if it was again. I say it again. I'm gonna say it again. I don't give a shit if Jesus comes down from heaven and tells me, "Hey, the gun is safe. You can pull the trigger." I'm not pulling the damn trigger. Like people on set are smarter than that. Like it's still a gun. Like a gun is still a gun. Like you could have a pet bear in your backyard. You have to fucking remember that it's still a fucking bear and it could like crush you to death just by laying on you. Like it's still a wild animal. A gun is still a gun. Like I personally would be so scared to even touch the thing. But these people just handle it like it's nothing. I mean, with no respect for the weapon. Like I would be I would be shitting my pants if I were to fucking hold that shit. Be like, don't fire until the director says action, and then go at it. But it's insane. It's insane. Like I said, this guy is most likely not going to jail. He's not facing any repercussions, and honestly, if they arrive at like some sort of settlement, uh, I mean, he's not being sued. He's being charged with like in someone died. This is a murder investigation. Uh, I mean, if he, I don't know, like some sort of settlement under the table, then he's gonna get away with it because, well, again, to them, to the family, like his pocket change will be like a boatload of money for them. Again, had this been anyone, had this been anyone else, had this been anyone else, you would see that uh they're not really, all this protection bullshit. It's prevalent. Yeah, I called it bullshit, but it's anything but. Uh, here's a good example. Let's think of someone who's universally hated by the trigger mob, right? Let's say for some stroke of disgrace, right? That it was Chris Pratt. So like a Chris Pratt action movie, right? For some fucking reason, the gun goes off, he pulls the trigger by accident or whatever the fuck. Chris Pratt, right? Chris Pratt would be getting tried and thrown in jail faster than you could blink. Why? Chris Pratt is Chris Pratt and Alec Baldwin is Alec Baldwin. They're not on the same spectrum. They're on very opposite waves. and one particular wave is more favored than the other, and as a result of this, it's gonna affect clearly it's gonna affect the difference, and it's gonna affect the outcome of the the proceedings. This is just a thought experiment, right? What if it wasn't Alec Baldwin? Let's say if it's someone like it was someone like uh, uh Chris Pratt, right? Chris Pratt would be thrown in jail and tried faster than you could blink. So yeah, um, he's not going to jail. He's not. Actor Alec Baldwin attends a news conference at United Nations headquarters on September 21st. The attorney general is prepared to announce whether to press charge in the fatal 2021 film shooting of a cinematographer by actor Baldwin during a rehearsal on the set of the Western movie Rust. So, social media platforms. Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, you hate to see it. I mean, see, it's shit like this where you could have been more careful. Just like a modicum of responsibility and accountability. Just a small modicum could have gone a long way. And maybe if he had gone a bit better, like a boy would still have his mother and a husband would still have his wife, pretty much. But yeah, this guy's just yeah, this guy's a scumbag. He's gonna uh yeah, he's not gonna do any time whatsoever. He's not gonna do it. Uh yep, he's not gonna do it. Oh wow. But yeah, honestly, yeah. Yeah, it's fucking it's fucking like I don't want to say depressing, but it's fucked up to see. Um, because everyone knows that given this guy's money and this guy's status, talking about 18 months to 5 years. Yeah, it's not like a freaking it's not like a freaking lifetime sentence, and you're like on the like in the prime of your life, and you get put away. Or no, like what I meant to say was it's not like it's 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 fucking ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. It's but yeah, man. I don't know. But yeah, man, this guy is not gonna. I'll be fucking shocked if he faces any sort of charges whatsoever. But it's whatever at this point. It's not whatever, but hey, like what is anyone of us plebeians gonna do in regards to this? Like, there's nothing that can be done. The only thing that can be done is just hope like that some sort of fair judgment. Uh, But yeah, man. Uh, yeah, this is dog shit. Hopefully justice is served. Hopefully justice is served.